Mike Kennedy with you today. We're on a mission to Walmart. My wife saw this $20 toolkit, someone told her about it. So we're gonna get it for red copper pans, RFD blocking wallets, belt with clips with no holes in them, belt no holes, all kinds of things. These are the seen on TV. Gadgets, I guess, knee sleeves, copper. We gotta look at all different things here. Dual vision. Turn the dial to adjust for distance. +3 to -6 diopters. That's kind of an interesting idea. Of course, they don't have the price on those. Oh, $19.99. Nope, that's out of my league. Look at these kind of rechargeable sound amplifiers. Unfortunately, they will amplify all the background noise. Most hearing aids have sophisticated technology to just magnify voices and not background sound. And what is this? Oh, the hoses that inflate. Oh, instantly get rid of your belly by wrapping yourself in elastic bands. So here it is right here, the 50-piece all around the house tool set. There's music playing in the background. It's got a hammer. Oh, you can see all the stuff it has. It doesn't seem to be too heavy, which is. And here's something that I got for myself to play with. Okay. Everyday carry knife. Okay, it's $4. How good can it be? I don't know. But we're going to find out. I purposely got one with serrations. Usually I don't like knives with serrations, but I thought I'd get one for it. Serrations are superior for cutting things like ropes, safety belts, things like that, because they can use a sawing action. Now, not considered as great for bushcraft type things. So since I have a nice Kershaw knife, I thought I would just get this and maybe try a few things with it and see how the serrations differ. It says it's a 3-inch titanium coated blade, whatever that means. I bet if I look at it closer, I have to get a knife to look at my knife. Here's my knife that I usually just carry in my pocket because it's under the length requirement, so you can carry it. It's funny, in Maine now you can carry a gun in your pocket, but you can't carry a knife with over a certain length blade, which is kind of just because they haven't updated laws yet. But if you carry a gun in your pocket, you probably should be able to carry just about any kind of knife that fits in there. And let's take a look at this. Okay, here we have a little longer blade. It's got same type of locking mechanism. It's got the little doodads on it there so that you can bring it out by hand. It's a little stiff. It's got a little guard. Obviously a type of resin material for a handle. It's got a pocket clip. Seems sturdy, but I would consider this more of a light duty cutter thing. So I'm gonna play with it a little and just see. And I know people say I'm foolish. Why would you buy a $4 knife? But you know, these are in my price range. And remember, the best survival knife you have is the knife that's with you. So if this is all you got, you can do things with it still. You've got to do things with it still. I mean, a knife like this is a little superior because of the flat edge allows you to do some carving and whittling and different things like that. But this doesn't, of course, replace the idea that if you were really out, you would have, I would have a Mora type knife. That these aren't full tang, but they're pretty doggone strong. It takes a lot to break one of these knives. And it's a Scandi Grai, which is really nice for dealing with wood. It's a high carbon steel, so you can get sparks off of it with a piece of flint. And you can sharpen it easily in the field. These other things, I assume, I know this one's the Kershaw stainless steel. This one's titanium coated, whatever that means. And I notice there's no writing on the blade at all. So that means we have no idea the quality of the steel here. I definitely would never subject something like this to hitting the blade. Like, you know, people try to baton things. This knife's way too short for that. You can't really baton things with serrated edges. It just ruins them anyway. So, like I say, this is more of a utility knife that would be used for cutting ropes and cardboard boxes and different things like that. And in some ways could be more valuable in, like I say, if you're interested in having to cut cords and things, than a blade that just has the flat edge to it. But we'll be testing it out in a later video. I got it because someone told me about these knives and thought, I were a little impressed by them, so I thought, gee, I'll get one. And then I was going to get one that was just like this one, you know, a plain edge. And then I thought, wait a second, let's do something different. Let's get one with a serrated edge, and then we can fool with it, and we can make some comparisons too. I tried, if you look back in some of my things, I got a cooking knife that had the serrations placed down at the end. And I fooled with that, but of course, it was a knife designed for cutting food, which it excels at. It's wonderful for that. It's like a steak knife. And having the serrations at the end really makes sense, rather than at the beginning for food. It would be nice to see a knife, a bushcraft knife, you know, like a Mora type knife, this with serrations at the end. I think that could make an interesting knife. Then you'd still have the long flat surface for doing some chores, but you still have that serration at the end for cutting cordage and things like that and sawing. But there we go. We'll give it a try. So Merry Christmas. Bye. Oh, and we're getting our first real snow here in Maine. They say it might be 3 inches, but my goodness, the first snow you get, it lifts all the particles off the road, all the grease and everything, and it makes it for extremely slick driving. So people forget. Even in Maine, they forget. You would think you would never forget. If you've been in Maine, you always know the first snow is like this. But so if you're in the first snow of the year, drive carefully. Bye.